Hi guys, welcome to Leicester Fan TV. Today we are here for the Foxes Fan Zone, the Leicester Fan TV Fan Zone on a Thursday night. We'll be discussing the game against Arsenal briefly. We'll be discussing the game against Bournemouth on Sunday, and I will be joined by Josh, aka Sportsa, and also Sam Martin, who does the Foxes Fancast. So one of the big questions tonight is, will we finish in the top four? Let's talk about it tonight. So thank you to all those who have joined so far. Hello to Mick Paget. Good evening to you. Obviously, like I said, just before the break there tonight, we will have, as always, Josh, Sportsa, discussing the main topics, really, the game against Arsenal, the game against Bournemouth, and also, obviously, just a quick discussion on whether we think we will make the top four. Fingers crossed we will. And we will be joined by Sam as well. And yeah, he'll tell us a little bit about his podcast, which I have listened to. So yeah, let's just bring in Josh right now. Hello, Josh. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, very good. Thank you. Let's just see. Sean Wielden's here. Hello, Sean. How are you? Back there to Mick as well. Josh, one of the things I wanted to start with tonight is obviously just the game against Arsenal. Obviously we got the point. A big topic really was a big question on social media was, would you take a point? It was on the show the other night as well. What do you think about that? Are you happy with the point against Arsenal, or?
Yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy with the point. Obviously, we always struggle at Arsenal away, so to get a point, it's another point towards Champions League. So yeah, to be perfectly honest, I'm quite happy with that, and especially in the way which the game went in the first half. I thought, to be honest, it was a very good result to get a point. And to be honest, we got dominated after the first 20 minutes or so, going towards half time.
Yeah. I mean, we were saying as well, obviously, I mean, I would take a point, of course, it's Arsenal away. We've not been great there in the past. Do you think that, obviously, the Emirates, people say they haven't got the best kind of atmosphere anyway, but do you think having no fans at the Emirates kind of helped us out there, or?
Yeah, potentially. Obviously, it's always difficult going to any away game with fans in the Premier League. The home fans are always going to get on the away team's back. So, yeah, I think it would have benefited us slightly. But overall, just like I said, it's not the best of atmospheres there, so it wouldn't really affect them. I think it could have positively affected Arsenal as well, because their fans do turn on Arsenal as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree there. Just see some of the comments that are coming in here. Chris says, evening, guys. Forts 40 says, I think a point will give us a lot of confidence. Ben Morgan, Wolves dropping points is encouraging. 4 points from our last two. I think we'll do it by the skin of our teeth. Leicester never do out the easy way. Yeah, I do agree with you there, Ben. That brings me on to another point there. Obviously, what Ben said, he thinks we'll do it by the skin of our teeth. Will we finish top four? What are your thoughts, obviously, on, I think before the Arsenal game, before the Palace game even, when obviously the poor start we had, a lot of fans were panicking a little bit. People saying, we're not going to make top four if this continues. After the Palace game, after the Arsenal game, what are your thoughts now on our ending to the season, and how you think we'll do?
Yeah, just based on those games, it does give me a bit more confidence that we can secure the Champions spot. Obviously, it's still very, very close, so it's going to be difficult. I think it's going to come down to that last game at home against Manchester United. But yeah, based on the games, the most recent performances and the points we've got from the games, yeah, I'm slightly more confident that we can secure that Champions League spot.
Yeah, I mean, Sean today, hoping the Bournemouth revival starts on Monday. Need the South Coast away day, preferably August bank holiday. Yeah, I mean, Bournemouth's obviously scored 2 goals against Manchester United early in the week, so they'll be hoping to build on that. How do you think? Because obviously, we're fighting for top four. They're fighting for relegation, for survival, if you like. Do you expect them to kind of come out and give us a big fight on Sunday, or do you think that do you think we'll comfortably do it?
It's tough. I think both teams different ends of the table, but both really important games for both sides. So I think Bournemouth will come out fighting, wanting to get the 3 points to try and stay in the Premier League. But for Leicester, obviously, we need to get the 3 points to try and get 3 points closer to Champions League. So to be honest, I'm expecting a very, very difficult game on Sunday away from home at Bournemouth. Recently, I think we lost 4-2 last time we went there, so we never really do too well at Bournemouth. So no, to be honest, I'm expecting a really difficult game on Sunday.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, James, back to the top four. Obviously, James Hill has said there, how many points do you think we will need to secure Champions League? We spoke about this as well the other day. I think it was just after the Palace game. We were on Jamie's show and we said about how many. We asked how many points we think we needed. I think a few of us said 10 points. We've got, obviously we've had one against Arsenal. I think we'll get 3 against Bournemouth. I hope so. But how many points do you think now, obviously from now, with the games remaining, how many points do you think we need and how many points do you think we'll get?
Yeah, so I think just to be safe, probably about 7 points. So, but realistically, I think we'll win against Bournemouth. Hopefully, get a win against Sheffield United. Then I think we need to draw against either Tottenham or Man U. So yeah, around 6 to 7 points will probably do it. But realistically, how many points are we going to get? Probably about 6 to 7 potentially. So I think we are there.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin said if the ban gets upheld, then 4. That's a big thing. I'm not sure. Sam might be able to confirm when we bring him in. I don't know if you know, Josh. I think the Man City hearings on Monday?
Yeah, I've heard that, yeah.
I think so. Yeah. So, I've said for a couple of weeks now we can't be relying on number one other teams to do us favors, and we can't be relying on Man City's ban. We should. We deserve, from the start of the season, we deserve to finish in the top 4. The second half of the season has been, I would call it woeful. Maybe that's a bit harsh, but I think it has been, besides a couple decent results. But, here's a question: if Man City's ban does get upheld, and obviously 5th place also gets Champions League, would you be happy? I know obviously you'd be happy that we get Champions League, but would you be kind of a bit disappointed still that we didn't finish in that top 4?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to get Champions League, I want to kind of do it properly, get into the top 4. Yeah, if we'll still get Champions League, it'd be great. But yeah, in the history books, it will always be Leicester just got it through Man City, obviously not being able to be in the European competition. So yeah, I will be disappointed, especially in the position we were in. We were in 2nd place again, between October and December at points. So yeah, to be honest, I will be disappointed. But as long as we do get Champions League, no matter what, I'm probably gonna be happy.
Yeah, I mean, Callum's mentioned they're drawing with Spurs at the minute. I'm sure Sam's keeping his eye on that game for the FPL. But yeah, I should be as well, to be fair. But yeah, I mean, Bournemouth, it's a tough one, really. I think they've got enough quality in their side to stay up, but they've not really been doing it this season. But like I said, they had 2 goals against Manchester United, and that a good Manchester United side as well.
Very good, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think it's going to be an easy game on Sunday at all. Let me just have a look. So just read a couple more of the comments here. So yeah, obviously, Gray has said, I think Man City will get away with the ban. I've seen people say maybe they might get, because I think it's at 2 years at the minute, the current ban, 2 years. Maybe it might be brought down to a year, but I can't see it being wiped out completely. I'd be surprised by that. Hi to you, Amanda. I'm well. Disappointed as we held 3rd for so long. I can see that. Is this the first time we've dropped down to 4th in months, isn't it? Surely.
Yeah, it's been a while. I think we went into 3rd about October time, I think, when we started that run. So I think it's been the first time we dropped down to 4th since about September or something. I think, not too sure.
Yeah, I mean, James said, no, I would take 5th place if we still get Champions League. I'm not really bothered. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm not saying I wouldn't be happy with 5th or if Champions League is that, but I'm just saying, obviously, yeah, I don't want us to be remembered as a side next season. Oh, we only got in because of Man City's ban. I think Jamie mentioned that the other day as well. And as well here, Paul has said 83rd minute gone and it's 0-0. One thing I want to quickly go back to just before we bring Sam in and just discuss Bournemouth a bit further. Back to the Arsenal game the other day. What were your? Because they were big talking points. Obviously the VAR moments of the game, the refereeing decisions. What are your thoughts on I would say the big three are the red card, Nketiah, obviously, the potential offside for Vardy's goal, and also Vardy's kind of potential red card. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so first of all, offside, to be honest, that's probably going to be biased. I think it was onside, to be perfectly honest, with Leicester's goal. So I don't think there's too much of an argument with that one. And Nketiah's red card for me is 100% a red card. If James Justin doesn't move his foot, if he has his foot planted, that's probably a leg break. That could be the end of his career. So yeah, the Nketiah one is 100% a red card. The Vardy one with Mustafi, it was a bit accidental. Both went in for a foul. Vardy just had a leg coming around and clipped him on the head. So to be honest, yeah, it's probably a bit biased, but maybe the Vardy one's a yellow, but it's definitely not a red.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you've seen any of the clips from Arsenal Fan TV. No. Yeah, a bit comical, but yeah, I think Nketiah. I mean, even the pundits on Sky Sports, saying that they'd give Nketiah the benefit of the doubt there. I understand it's a slippy surface, but I was saying to Jamie, if that was Vardy who's gone in on a player like that, that's it wouldn't even check VAR. That's a straight red. But I think it's definitely dangerous. Studs up. Yeah. Justin's lucky to get away with no injury there, if I'm honest. And as well, Vardy's potential red card. I don't know really. The more I watch it, to be fair, the more it looks like it could have been on purpose. But maybe. Yeah, I wouldn't give a red for that kind of. I wouldn't overturn it because you've got no idea if he's meant. Only Vardy knows if that was intentional or not. Ryan said here, we are not good enough to get top 4. Yeah, negative. That's the optimism we need at the minute. I mean, we were saying the other day, weren't we, Josh? Someone put in the comments on whether are we at the level of Champions League? Would we, how far do you think we would get next season in Champions League? And is Europa League more our level?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think the main thing, which would be, I think our first 11's good enough to be in the Champions League. I think it comes down to the squad depth. I don't think we have it. If you do get into the Champions League, we need to bring in some serious experience at the European level if you're going to compete in both Champions League and Premier League, because that's the only problem. Yes, we've seen it. The first team squad is good enough to get top 4 in this league, but if some of the players that get injured, like we've seen James Maddison, Chilwell, Ricardo all getting injured, we're just not there. Just with the players who are going to come in off the bench.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, look, I think we've got a better football inside now than when we won the league, I would say personally, and obviously the year after that, even after losing Kante, we made it to the quarterfinals, and we possibly could have made it further if we didn't have that dodgy call against Atletico. But yeah, I think just the Leicester City way, the underdogs and all of that. I think if we got into the Champions League next season, we could kind of cause some upsets, 100%.
Why not?
Yeah, of course. Just before we bring Sam in, I just want to check a couple more of the comments. So Leah said, agree with Ryan on the current form. Obviously, that's going back to this comment. We're not good enough. On current form, obviously, besides the last 2 games, yeah, we've not been great at all. And obviously, you had the win against Villa, but apart from them games, it's been disappointing. I would say though, since the Everton, probably the second half at Everton, we have been a better side. We've switched through a couple of formations though since then, so I'm not too sure if that's going to carry on. But domestic, but so Leicester versus Man United on the last day of the season is going to be massive for us. So yeah, that's going to be an interesting one, isn't it? If it does come down to the final day, us against Manchester United, how could you see that one going?
I don't know about that one. Obviously, Manchester United in very good form at the moment. But yeah, I think it will come down to the last game. It's going to be a very high pressured game. So realistically, I can't see us winning that one. So I guess we'll have to take a point at best. That's going to be a tough one. So yeah, if it does come down to that, it's going to be a nervous game.
We need to get it done before then, don't we? Yeah, I think I don't know if you saw Ian Stringer. He put on Twitter earlier about apparently, I'm not too sure on how much truth there is to this. Apparently, we can secure Champions League this weekend if the ban gets upheld. I don't know how much truth there is to that, but that's what he said. I know we can definitely guarantee Europa League this weekend. Obviously, depending on what other game, how other games go. Yeah. But right, we're gonna bring in Sam now. So as I mentioned, obviously he does the Fox's fan cast. He'll tell us a little bit about that now when he comes in. It is a great podcast. I listened to it last night. So let's just add him in now.
Hey, gents,
Hello.
you all right?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me on.
No, anytime. So yeah, I was just mentioning there. Obviously, you do the Foxes fan cast. I did watch the most recent one. I've given that a listen. Obviously, how often do you do them, and where can people kind of go on to listen to them?
Yeah, I appreciate that. So I started sort of March time, just before we went into lockdown. Weekly episodes. Throughout lockdown, it was sort of, whilst there was no football on, sort of with ex-players, that sort of thing. And now we're back to sort of match day previews and weekly reviews sort of once a week. You can find that on sort of Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever you sort of listen to music on.
Yeah, no, good. Obviously, we were just talking there. Oh, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Can you hear me all right, Josh?
Yeah, I can hear you fine, mate.
Am I frozen or am I right?
Yeah. I think you're lagging a little bit.
Yeah, lagging a little bit. Sorry about that. I don't know what's happened to Sam there. Let me just try and add him back in. 1 second. Give me 1 moment. Just while I sort this out, Josh. A comment that's come up here. Just wanted your opinion on it.
Right, I don't think I can hear Lox. See if he catches up. Technical difficulties. We'll see if Lox comes back. But get your views and get your comments in if you haven't already. We're going to move on to Bournemouth very soon. So yeah, get your views in on the Bournemouth game coming up. Yes, I think Lox has gone. So get your views and get your comments in on the game against Bournemouth on Sunday. Are we going to get the 3 points there? It's going to be tough in my opinion. Get your score predictions in. Do you think we'll get the 3 points or not? Let us know in the live chat, and we'll try and get your comments on the screen. But hopefully we can get the 3 points against Bournemouth. But they're drawing with Tottenham right now, so it's going to be a difficult one. But hopefully we can get the 3 points there, and that'll be massive. We're going to see.
Right, am I okay now?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. Right, let's just try and get Sam back in there. Just lagged that a little bit there.
Lads.
Yeah, sorry about that, Sam. Not too sure what happened there. But yeah, right. So what we were saying, obviously, I was just about to move on to the Bournemouth game on Sunday, Sam. Obviously, me and Josh have discussed it a little bit there. How do you expect that's going to go? Obviously, in terms of Bournemouth are trying to stay up here and fight for survival. We're fighting for the top four. How can you see it going?
Yeah, I think it'll be tough for those that sort of are not aware. They've just had a goal disallowed in the 90th minute against Spurs, and that's 0-0 at the minute. So that'll take them a point closer, but they're still a bit far away. Bournemouth's a tough place to go. I know there's no fans, but with that ground, it's quite tight, and it sort of restricts teams a lot, and sort of it's hard to play that sort of passing football that we play. I think we have to win, so I'm hoping we do, and I think it'll be a tough game. But at the end of the day, lads, if we want Champions League football, then these are games that we have to win. So there's no sort of excusing it, and the lads sort of have to go out and they have to get a result.
Yeah, no, I'm sure Josh agrees with that as well as I do. Ryan's put here obviously a must win. We said this about the Arsenal game, the Palace game as well. It's a must win again. I mean, I'd say that all of our remaining games are must win until we do qualify for the top four. Josh, I mean, how important is this weekend? Because I mean, they're all must win games, but out of the remaining teams, we've got Sheffield United, we've got Spurs, we've got Man United to play. Obviously, on paper, this is the easiest game. How important is it for us that we do kind of get 3 points?
No, it's massive in my opinion. I think we've got to treat every game just like a cup final. Obviously, just like I said, with the games coming up, this is the only real winnable game. Sheffield United is possibly, but that's going to be difficult. But every game in the league's difficult. So, yeah, this game against Bournemouth on the weekend is absolutely massive. And if you don't take at least 3 points from the game, a point would be good enough. So, if you don't take 3 points, Champions League, is it going to happen? Teams like United, Chelsea, Wolves, all Chelsea above us now, all closing in. It's must win on Sunday, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. Obviously, one of the questions which I did want to ask you both there is what changes, if any, would you make against Bournemouth? I think Chilwell's still going to be out. I'm not sure. Sam, you might know more. Yeah. Maddison. Yeah, still out. I mean, what do you think? How can you see us setting up against Bournemouth? Because there's been a few changes, hasn't there, Sam, over the last couple of games at half time and things like that. How can you see us starting the game?
It's a weird one, mate. I think we will probably start sort of as we finished the other night. I don't think Albrighton worked as a wing back. I felt we were too exposed, especially against the Arsenal counter. I would like to see Iheanacho up front as well. Not that he didn't do loads, but I think it gives Vardy a bit more freedom, a little bit of space. He gets sort of isolated when he's up on his own. So I would start with that. I probably wouldn't start Barnes, which is maybe a bit harsh on him. I know he got the 2 assists in the Palace game, but I would probably start with sort of a 5 or a 3, whichever way you want to look at it, and probably would start Fuchs and Justin as wing backs.
Yeah, I mean, me and Josh have said it multiple times in the past. I mean, pretty much every Leicester fan probably has as well. About the debate, Fuchs or Chilwell. I know it's, we can't play Chilwell now. Josh, we've mentioned it loads of times, but I just wanted to get Sam's opinion on it. Even when Chilwell's fit, would you, let's say Chilwell comes back next week, something like that, or whenever he comes back, would you keep Fuchs in the team or would you put Chilwell back in?
It's tough. I think.
Oh yeah, okay. I'll answer that one. Yeah, like Josh said, it's tough. Does Fuchs have it for 90 minutes? Maybe not, but how can you knock him? Because every time he comes in, he does a job, and he looks like he's sort of still in his prime. So it is really tough. I think Chilwell does offer a lot. I know he's a bit of a scapegoat with Leicester fans, and probably I'll hold my hands up and say that I maybe scapegoat him as well. But I do think he does sort of bring a lot of shape to the team, especially in that when we're playing in that 5, sort of getting forward. He offers a lot. But at the end of the day, if Fuchs has got it in his legs, then there's no reason why he shouldn't play. Yeah,
I mean, we've said before, haven't we, Josh, about obviously Fuchs is better defensively. You've got to say that. And Fuchs going forward, he can offer something going forward as well. He's got those long throws, which we all know, and his crossing isn't half bad either. Christopher said here he's gone Casper, Fuchs, Cags, Evans, Bennett, and JJ. So the 3 or the 5 at the back, and Didi, Yuri, and Pratt, Nacho, and Vardy. And also Domestic Butler said here, so I feel Rodgers has learned from his errors at Liverpool, I hope. Phil said, not long ago about in the past, I think it was at the start of the season, Rodgers mentioned his second half of the seasons, his team normally perform better than the first half. And obviously we've not seen that. Josh, obviously a lot of people have been slating prior to the last couple of games. They were slating Rodgers's substitutions. I saw a few people mentioning that they didn't understand why certain players were being brought off. Some people think Pratt should have a go in the middle of the park instead of Tielemans. Personally, I don't think Tielemans has had a bad game the last couple of games. No, who would you prefer to have in the team, Tielemans or Pratt on Sunday?
It's a tough one. Obviously, they're both kind of similar players, box type of midfielders. But in my opinion, I think we stick with Yuri. I think Yuri's in the last couple of games has done very well starting, especially against Palace. I thought he looked like a much better player. But I think we can bring Pratt on and maybe have them alongside each other. We saw that against Arsenal. I think Brendan made quite a few changes late on. So yeah, but if you had to start one, I'd probably go with Tielemans to start in midfield because overall he's been good recently.
Yeah, and Sam, Gray's put Nacho and Vardy beginning to work well together. I don't think they've been. I think they've worked all right together earlier in the season as well, to be fair. I mean, when they came on, I think you mentioned in your podcast about the Everton game in the FA Cup. I think when Nacho came on, obviously he scored, but they did link up well together. There's signs of them working well together, playing off each other. How do you think they've played since the restart, when they've been on the pitch together?
I mean this in the nicest possible way to Iheanacho, but one of the best things he does is he allows Vardy to play for himself a bit more. And when Vardy plays on his own, he has to sort of play for the team a lot and doesn't really get the chance to sort of play his own game. I think when Iheanacho comes on, he can do the more sort of defensive, creative role as a striker. and sort of allow Vardy to sort of run the channels better. And sort of he just opens space because he forces defenders elsewhere. And I think that's something that our wingers don't do when we play in a free. I think our wingers are quite tame, and it's sort of make no bones about it. We lack sort of high quality wingers, and that's something that we would have to sort of bring in over the summer. So when we play in a 2, I think that is difficult for a team to defend.
Yeah, no, I agree. Just before we move on to kind of predictions for tomorrow, I wanted to ask something. I wasn't planning on asking it originally, but Dan said here, I think this post-lockdown has exposed our lack of squad depth to rotate with ease with the same quality. I don't think it's awful at times when you've got players like Barnes coming off, coming off the bench onto the pitch. He can make a difference, but Sam, me and Josh had a comment last week saying they named 3 players who we should apparently sign when the transfer window does come around. The three players in that instance were Ings, which is going to be a difficult one, Lallana, which we've heard about obviously over the past couple of months, and Shaqiri as well. Is there? Let's go that we are going to get top 4. We're going to get Champions League, and we will be playing in that tournament next season. Is there anyone on the top of your mind who you would like to see be brought into the King Power?
Yeah, I think the point you made there about Champions League, I think that's probably the biggest one. The ability getting Champions League will make that process easier in buying players. I would like us to sort of bring in some wide men, maybe from abroad. I know there's talks of sort of Ben Rama at Brentford. I would personally be looking at a striker that can also play out wide. Whether we'd get him is another question, but you've sort of got Dembele playing over in France. That sort of striker. There's a lad called Saigankov who plays at Dynamo Kiev, who's a good footballer. And I'd like us to sort of bring in wingers, probably 2 to be fair. I think it came out this week that next season they'll be rolling with 5 subs again. So it's going to be even more important that the squad depth is there. And if you look at our Leicester side, if you were playing against Leicester, is there really anyone you'd be scared about coming off the bench? Probably not. So I think that's definitely something we need to improve on.
Yeah, and one question Jamie mentioned the other day, Josh, was if Bournemouth go down, then get Ake. Jamie's question was, out of the teams who you think might go down this season, who would you take? I think a couple of people mentioned Ake. We mentioned Campbell. I even mentioned, as maybe not 100%, but as someone to come off the bench, Callum Wilson. But do I think he may stay there or go elsewhere? Who are you kind of seeing out of the teams that are likely to go down, Josh? Who is there who you'd pick out?
Yeah, so there's quite a few. I think for Norwich, I think Max Aarons, I think he'll be a good buy. And Jamal Lewis, the 2 fullbacks, youngsters, I think we could possibly bring one of them in. I think Timo Pukki from Norwich as well could be a possible buy. Obviously, he offers something a bit different to Vardy up front. He's more of a target man type of striker. But yeah, from teams like Bournemouth, if they go down, I think Callum Wilson, Josh King could be both signings. I think Ryan Fraser could be a potential one, and Nathan Ake as well. So there's quite a few in there. I think they will cost quite a lot of money, even if they are going down. But yeah, I'll definitely take players like Nathan Ake, Jamal Lewis into the side going into next season.
And you, Sam, out of the teams going down?
Yeah, I like Buendia for Norwich. I think he's a really good footballer. Obviously, we're going to assume Villa go down. Grealish is absolutely magic. I think he'll go on to a bigger club than Leicester, and I mean that with the greatest respect to us. McGinn as well. McGinn's a good footballer, and yeah, like Gray says there, Camwell. I really like Camwell. I think he's a really good footballer, and I think he'll go on to play for England. I think he'll be a good footballer in years to come.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, this season he's not been the most consistent, but you can't expect much when playing in that Norwich side. That they're not creating enough goals. The last thing for us to move on to here is actually one question I will here. So yeah, that we've just had that. So what relegated player would you have if the current bottom 3 went down? Personally, for me, I would say the top player there is. I would say Cantwell or maybe Nathan Ake personally. I think Nathan Ake is a great centre half there. But yeah, just to finish off with tonight, score predictions for Bournemouth. I'll start with you, Josh. Obviously, you've said how you think the game will go tomorrow. You know, we've discussed they are going to be on Sunday. Sorry, we've discussed obviously that we're fighting and they're fighting. What's your prediction? And let's say first goal scorer as well.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it's going to be a tough one. But score predictions, I'm going to go Bournemouth 1, Leicester 2. I think we'll just snatch it in the end. It's going to be a tight one, but it could go either way. But yeah, I'm going to go with 2-1 win to Leicester. First goal scorer, I think Jamie Vardy is going to get on the score sheet again. He's back in form. He scored against obviously Arsenal, got 2 against Palace as well. So it's high in confidence. He's got his 100 Premier League goals. So yeah, 2-1 to Leicester and Vardy to score the first goal on Sunday evening at the Vitality.
Yeah, and Sam?
I'm going to go 1-0 to Leicester. I think it'll be quite cagey. They're drawing 0-0 now, so I think it will be another cagey game. But we look solid. I don't really see us conceding. I've not got him in my fantasy Premier League, so I'm not going to go Vardy. I'm going to play it safe just for my rank. And I'll say Iheanacho 1-0. Yeah,
well, I have had Vardy in. I put him in last week, so I've had him in obviously for the Arsenal game, and hopefully he can pull something out the bag. Lee said here 2-0 Vards to score. Ian said 2-1 Vardy double. And Jack, who in the past has been very accurate with his predictions, saying 3-1 to Leicester. So fingers crossed. Obviously, that's how it turns out. But thank you to both of you for joining this evening. Obviously, Josh, you'll be on next Thursday with me, same time, 7:30, and Sam, hopefully you'll be on again. Obviously, remember everyone, Fox's Fancast. Check it out. It's a great podcast, and thank you both for coming on. All right.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers. So, guys, let's just get your final comments in. Any quick views you want to get into us before we end tonight? Let's just go through some of the comments. So, yeah, we've got a few score predictions here, like I said. There's the final score here tonight: Bournemouth 0, Spurs 0. That's poor from Tottenham, to be fair, and hopefully we can do better against them on Sunday. Back to the results. So, Gray said 2-0 Vardy first goal scorer. Domestic Butler said 2-2, and yeah, obviously, hopefully it's not a 2-2. Hopefully we do a lot better against Bournemouth than we have at the very start of the restart. But yeah, only time will tell. I mean, back to a few of the points earlier in the live stream. Top 4 is in our hands. We need to guarantee a place there, and I think we deserve. From earlier on in the season, the results we got, we deserve to get there. But it's going to be difficult if we want to qualify. We need to get the win against Bournemouth. We've got difficult games coming up. This is going to be the easiest one we've got. So if we don't, then it's going to be difficult. But thank you all for joining again tonight. Obviously, check us out, and you can follow us on @LeicesterFanTV, Twitter, Instagram, on Facebook, and also www.leicesterfantv.com. That's our website, so you can check out all the newest, all the news. Sorry, there, and yeah, it's going to be a big game on Sunday. Hopefully, we can get the 3 points. And obviously, yeah, get one step closer to Champions League football. Thanks all again for watching, and yeah, come on, Leicester.